Hi, in this video we are going to talk about CodeIgniter controllers. First, we need to open the user guide, which is by the way available when you download the CodeIgniter. Automatically it is inside also of the folder of your CodeIgniter. Okay, we need to right click and open this in new tab. Here, as you can see, it is inside the user's project. So here is the user guide. It is actually located at the some HTACCESS users and user guide. So this is the whole user guide. So everything that we need to know about CodeIgniter is already in this user guide. So you can access this even if you do not have internet connection, as long as you have the file or the package of CodeIgniter. Okay. Now, since we are in the user guide, we need to go to the general topics in the left sidebar and click controllers. Here we can see the information about controller. So what is controller? Is the heart of your application. The controller is the one handling HTTP request. Every time you visit a URL, for example, this one, our homepage or the base URL of our project, this is going through a controller. Okay? Now, what is a controller? The controller is simply a class file that is named in a way that can be associated with a URI. So here's how it looks. This is an example, example.com, index.php/blog. For our case, we have this localhost/users, since users is the folder. Okay? But we can change this to whatever domain name that we are using. As an example, I would like to show you the controller, the default controller of our project. So in the application folder, let us go to the controllers, and this is the welcome.php. Okay, this is the one that is handling the homepage of PHP. Let us create a new page or a new controller. For example, we want to change this to a home controller. So what we need to do is create a file inside the controller folder. Let's say home.php, and we can actually copy everything from the welcome.php. We just need to edit some part of our controller or some part of what we have copied. Okay? Now, first thing is the class should be the same to the file name. For example, in our case, we have home.php. This should be home. And of course, it should extend the CI controller. That is the controller of CodeIgniter. Then we just have to delete this and delete this one. I'm sorry, let us just comment this first. And to test if this is working, we need to echo something. For example, let us insert h1 and the text home page. To test that, we need to go to index .php/home. Now, as you can see, it is now working. Okay? But since this is the home page, we should not have to add this. Home page should be accessible in this URL. But as of now, we have the default CodeIgniter page. What we need to do to replace this default page to the one that we have created is we have to go to our application folder and then go to config, then go to routes. Here, this is the configuration for the default controller. So in here, the controller that is listed is the welcome controller. So what we have to do is just change the name of the controller to whatever controller that we want to be the default page. In our case, the default page is home. And save. Let us go back to our project and let us test if it is working. So I will refresh this, and now we have our home page. Now, what if we need another page? It's the same. We just need to create another controller, or we could also have it in here. So let's say we want to have an about page, and we need to copy this. Delete that one. About page. Then we can access this like this. We need to input the index.php/home/about. So here's how it works. The home is our controller. About is the method. If we do not put anything, automatically the index function or method will be the one that will be executed by your controller. So if ever there is no index, it will show a 404 error. Okay? Remember, controller, about, as method. Controller, method. Controller, method. Okay? Now, I think about should have its own page. For example, we want it to be like that. About. This should be in a different page. So, the same. New file. About.php. And let's just copy this one. And change the class name to about. Delete the index. And change this to index method. Then let us check if this works. Refresh, and there it goes. It works. And let us test our home page. It is working. Okay. Next is how to make our URL cleaner. So as you can see, this is good, but I think index.php is not needed. So the next that we will be doing is how to delete or how to omit this part of our URL so that we can view this like that. But as of now, this is not working because we have to do something first. Okay, now we have to go back to our editor. Let us just clean this up. And in our root folder or the users folder, let us create a new file. In creating a new file, if you're not using Sublime, you can go directly to the folder of our project. So if you want to create a new file and you don't want to use Sublime, just go to htdocs user and you can create a new file here. But I want to use Sublime because it is easier to create a file. You just need to right click on the folder and you can create the file easily. So I will be naming the file as HTACCESS. Then hit enter and we need to paste this one and save it. And that is all what we have to do for this URL to work. So let us test if it really works. Minimize that and refresh, and now we have a cleaner URL. So I think we already have discussed everything about the basics of controller. If you want to learn more about controller, since we have already discussed about the basic of controllers, you can go to the user guide and read the whole CodeIgniter controller topic. Okay, so I think that is all, and I hope you learned something. Stay tuned for our next topics. Thank you.